Hi, I'm James Robinson, and this is my stock pick of the week. My pick of the week this week obviously has been to get rid of a whole bunch of stock, to go mostly cash. So I want to talk about what I did, why I did it, and what I didn't do, and what I see happening going forward. So what I did is I took about 75% of my positions and I decided to put a trailing stop loss on those positions. Now, what a trailing stop loss means is using simple numbers. If a stock is trading at $100 a share and you put a $2 stop loss on there, then if the stock goes from $100 to $98, then you'd have an automatic sell of the position. But however, if the stock had gone to 105, you would keep it, and then that stop would go from 98 to 103, so $2 less than whatever the stock price is. And as the price goes up, that number at which you would sell trails. And the benefit of that is that you continue to benefit from a stock that's going up, and you have a defense in case the stock should start to go down. So I did that on a percentage basis, a 5% stop loss instead of a $2 stop loss. And what that means is that if my stocks go up, great, I keep them, and if they drop 5% or more from whatever their peak is, then I sell it at that point. So why did I do that? I'm going to talk a little bit later about the economy, what's going on in the economy, but long story short, I felt the economy was not nearly as good as the stock market was portraying it to be. I felt that there was much more downside in the market than upside. However, what I didn't do is I didn't sell everything on Monday when I came to the conclusion the market was overbought. I didn't have a premonition that in this week the stock market was going to drop by 7%. It never occurred to me that that would happen. And I don't want people to think I was trying to time the market that way, that, boy, man, what happened this week was I got very lucky. I put in a stop loss right before the market drops tremendously, but I didn't see it happening this week. That was just fortuitous. And the way that you know that is, if I had seen that happening this week, I wouldn't have put the trailing stop loss. I would have just sold everything, right? And I didn't do that. So I took 5% of losses along with everybody else. I just didn't take some of the bigger losses, especially in some of my positions that I might have. So why did I do that? Well, the logic here is I anecdotally don't see the economy as strong as the market seemed to see it. I think what had happened was everybody saw this Armageddon from the coronavirus, both in a health and life issue, but also on an economy issue, right? If we shut down the economy, it's going to be devastating. And what happened was we didn't have the kind of deaths that we thought we were going to have and the kind of sickness that we thought we were going to have. And so I think everybody sort of relaxed and started buying stocks again. But what I don't think people realized is that the effect on the economy still exists and is ongoing, and in fact hasn't even really been felt yet. The reason that I believe that is, again, anecdotally, I just look at my life. I look at the people around me. I look at the people who I talk to day in and day out. And I'm not seeing the strength in the economy that our stock market is portraying. I go out to restaurants and I see, restaurants that are at 50% capacity at best, meaning that every other table has got is reserved, that you can't sit there, and half of the tables to the left are unoccupied. I see that, hotels and the travel industry is effectively shut down. I have a number of friends who travel extensively for business, and none of them are traveling, for the foreseeable future. I mean, I have a friend who travels 400,000 miles a year, and he doesn't have a flight booked. I have another friend who does 80 nights a year in hotel rooms, he tells me, and he hasn't been in a hotel room since March. And more importantly, his company won't allow him to book more rooms. And what that means is that even though this guy's a great salesman who generates great numbers, his company's so strapped for cash, they don't want him spending money on something as stupid as a hotel room. And this is a guy who sells big product things. My business, which is real estate, is devastated. I see my clients, I do office leasing, I see my clients totally paralyzed about what to do. Should we contract because everyone's working from home? Should we expand because we need to have social distancing in the workplace? Are we going to stay in business? What are our clients doing? I see landlords paralyzed about what they should be doing to make deals. And I just see this in every aspect of our economy. And I say to myself, well, if that's all going on, how can that not negatively impact the economy? And I look at the fact that I was up as of Monday morning, 7% on the year, and all of the facts that were going on. And I said the economy can't possibly be 7% better than it was in January. And so I decided, well, I think this kind of euphoria will continue for a while, but it can't last for very long. And so that's why I made the decision to sell. So I sold 75% of my stocks. I kept, I think, my 5 companies that I thought were the strongest companies that I owned. And I probably will expand their position to get them from 25% to about 40% of my portfolio. And I'll do that probably in the coming weeks. The best of my money is 75%, which would be 60% after I expand those few positions. I could see me being in cash for a long time. I mean, months. Having said that, again, I will be continuing to look for individual companies that are great, that are very well priced. I think those opportunities will pop up, and when they do, I'll buy them. But I don't think this is the kind of thing where you're going to see me, 30 days from now being fully invested again. It's going to take some time for me to feel really confident. Another thing that we have to talk about is one of the reasons the economy feels like it's okay is because there was this PPP money. Everybody I know who's a small business owner got a whole bunch of PPP money. Some of them got that money even though they didn't lay anybody off. So it's literally free money for them. All that money is still bouncing around the economy, and I got some. I got enough to pay, 2/3 of a month's bills for 2 months, which is great because I haven't closed a deal since January in my real business. But that money's running out. Next month it'll be gone, and then we're gonna really see what's happening in the economy. You're gonna see, I think, a lot more layoffs. This PPP has prevented people from laying people off. That's not going to continue. So that's why I did what I did. I didn't have a crystal ball. I didn't think I know what's going to happen. I'm selling everything. If I did that, I wouldn't have done a trailing stop loss. I would have just done a straight sale. I am 75% cash. I expect to be 60% cash over the next few weeks. I'll expand some of the few positions that I have left. And I'll put a chart up of what I have as I'm speaking here about what my current portfolio looks like. And, I think we keep looking for good stocks, but I'm going to be hyper defensive until I see real signs that in the economy and in my day-to-day life, things are picking up. And at that point, I'll start being a bigger investor again. So that's what's going on with me. That's sort of not my stock pick of the week, but my stock thought of the week, if you will. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe and like. Appreciate your time.